Hello and welcome to Nick's Allotment Diary. Today I'm going to be planting some seeds in my greenhouse. It's the beginning of March and it's time to start sowing. The first tomato I'm going to plant is tomato Crimson Crush. Now these are the blight resistant tomatoes. I've grown these for the last 2 years. They're quite a large tomato, grow outdoors well and are very blight resistant. It says you can sow them from March and April. We're starting to get higher light levels now, so good time to start sowing tomatoes. So I've prepared a pot. It's basically multi-purpose compost with a little bit of perlite mixed in for extra drainage. And I've opened the seed packet. This is a packet that I've used previous years, so there are not many seeds left, about 10 or so left. So what I'm going to do is just spread those over the surface of the compost, trying to spread them out as much as I can. And there we go. And the compost's already moist, so I don't need to do much with it. Just basically press the tomato seeds just into the surface so they get contact with it. And what I'm going to do now is just sprinkle some vermiculite over the surface of the compost, just to cover the seeds basically. And I will water them. So I've just got this water bottle with one of these little fine squirter things. Just give them a little bit of a soak. And I've already prepared a label. And there we go. And what I propose to do is put these on the bench in the greenhouse and let them germinate. The next variety of tomato seeds that I'm going to plant is a variety called Sungold. These are a cherry tomato. They are a good tomato, nice and sweet, sort of an orangey red colour. I've used this packet before. So again, I've got a few seeds left, not many. So I'll just tip those out and spread them onto the surface of this pot. And press them down. And I'll just put a little bit of compost just to cover them, and then a layer of vermiculite. Water. And I'll use the label from the packet of seeds on this one, since it's already there, and put those with the Crimson Crush. The next variety of tomato that I'm going to plant is a variety called Corolla. This one I have never grown before, but it's one of the ones that has the RHS Garden Merit Award, so they should be pretty good. They are a cherry tomato, dark red with a high sugar acid balance, giving outstanding flavour. So I've opened the packet. Don't get many in a packet. It says average 10 seeds per packet. I don't think I paid full price for the packet, so you can see those there. There's a few. I've kept a few in the packet because if they're any good I can use them again next year. Spread them out on the compost a little bit. And I'll just sprinkle a little bit of compost over the top of them just to cover the seeds. And again, covering of vermiculite, water, and label. There we go. So there's the third variety of tomatoes I'm brewing this year. I have one of these plug plant trays that you can use to sow seeds, and what I've done is I've put compost in the tray. They are a pretty good design. I got this from Malvern show last year. I've seen them before. They come with a tray, 49 cells, so 7 by 7, and a lid. And basically, see these little dimples on the lid? What you do is you push those into the tray, so it makes a little sort of indentation where you can put your seed, and then you plant your seeds. Now I don't know whether you can see, but I've numbered the rows using yellow tape, and then I'll be able to write down what's in each row, and then when you finish planting you put the cover on the top, and that insulates them. And then there's quite a clever mechanism when you need to take the cells out. You basically push down the tray and that pushes the plugs up, and you can take the plant out. So it's by a company called Agrolane. I'm not affiliated in any way with Agrolane, but just have a look and see if they are available where you live. So I've got various seeds that I'm going to plant in this tray. First one I'm going to try is broccoli, Calabrese, Samson F1. So what I'll do, I've used these before. I don't know how viable the seed is now. It's a few years old, so there is a possibility that some of these might not actually come up. I think I will grow probably just one row of those, to be honest. So put your seed in each of the dimples. So now just cover over the seed with a little bit of compost. And there we go. The next seed that I'm going to plant are some Savoy cabbages, January King 3. Like the colour of those, they look good. it says you can sow them indoors March, April, May, so beginning of March now, so ready to start planting them. I shall go with a couple of rows of these, I think, so I'll use row 2 and 3. There's a few seeds there. Try and do 1 per cell. There is a possibility that I might slip and do more than 1. There we go. So again, just sprinkle a little bit of compost just to cover those 2 rows. So there we have 3 rows planted. Next we have Brussels sprouts. I'm going to start these early this year. I was too late with them last year, so they weren't ready for Christmas. A variety called Bosworth. You can sow them indoors March and April. So again, now's the time to plant them. Them into each of the dimples. And there we go. Just 1 row of those, I think. So cover row 4 with a little bit of compost. And there we go. Next up, Pablo F1 beetroot. So March to July, ideal harvested as sweet baby beets. There we go. So here's the seed. Couple of rows of these, I think. Nice and easy to see these seed. Basically, beetroot seed are usually like a cluster of seeds anyway. So you can get more than 1 seed in the seed case, I think. There we go, nice and easy ones. And a bit of compost to cover. You get the idea by now. There we go. Those are all covered over. In row 7, I'm going to use that row for some California Wonder peppers. I have already started some of these off before on a previous video. Tried to grow those at home, but they didn't do very well. So I'm going to try them here a little bit later in the season. Hopefully they should germinate. So So again, quite big seeds. Do like a little bit of warmth to germinate really. So I hope the unheated greenhouse that I've got here will be warm enough for them. Now just cover over the seed. They just need to be barely covered, pepper seeds. There we go. So now to water all the seedlings, just use the bottle again. So now to put the lid on. Now there's two positions to the lid. Don't know whether you can see, but on this side there is a gap, and on this side there isn't. So what you can do is you can either position it so that the gap is with the handle, so it's basically in the closed position, so that there's no ventilation. Or you can turn it 90 degrees and then there is a gap between here and here, so you can have your seedlings ventilated. So what I'm planning to do is put it in this position, and once the seeds start to germinate I'll turn it and have it in the ventilated position. So in this tray I'm going to grow some mixed salad leaves. Get those going now. I did grow some of these last year. They were very successful. So I've got the packet here. Plenty of seed there. Just need to sprinkle them quite generously over the surface of the compost. Just a little bit of compost just to cover over the seed, just lightly cover it. There we go. Again, water, gently water them, and label. Before Christmas, Jane Kelly had the idea of people exchanging something with somebody else. So I was given the name of a chap called Alan Hargreaves, and I sent him some sunflower seeds, and he sent me various packets of seed on a purple theme, so basically different purple themed veg. So this is one of the packs of seeds that he sent me. So there's sugar pea called Shiraz, so I'm assuming that the pea pods will be purple. The peas themselves look to be different colours. So what I'm going to do, I've got a big tray here, so it's a full-size seed tray, and I'm going to just spread them randomly over the surface of the tray, and I'm hoping that I'll get lots of pea plants. So I'll just cover them over now with a little bit of compost. There we go. A little bit more, just to cover over the peas. There we go, they're all covered. And I'll just give them a quick water and label them. There we go. Labelled. Some of the other seeds that Alan sent me are okra burgundy, aubergine Italian long purple, tomatillo purple, hot jalapeno purple, and carrot dragon. So what I plan to do is have one of my beds in the allotment with quite a few of these purple plants in them, so I'll have a purple themed bed. So that should be interesting to see what I get growing that's purple. So in this tray I'm going to try some spring onions. These are a variety called Eiffel. So March to October. It says on the back they're a white Lisbon type that's less susceptible to disease due to the leaves being upright, making them able to shed water. So I'm going to do some successional sowing of spring onions. So I'm not going to fill the whole of this tray, so I'll probably just do like 2 rows this time, and then maybe in 3 or 4 weeks time I'll do another few rows. Right, these are typical onion seeds, they're sort of black seeds, and I'm going to sow them in clusters, so maybe 4 or 5 seeds per module. A few. There we go. So I'll just cover those over and water them as usual and label them. There we go, covered over. The water. And label. Just before I left today, somebody from a neighbouring allotment invited me to have a look at what she'd been growing in her greenhouse, and she's given me some seedlings, some spare seedlings that she didn't want, which is brilliant. So I've got some tomatoes. So that one's a black tomato. That one's a moneymaker. She told me this one is a Scottish yellow tomato. She gave me some kale, some dwarf kale. And she gave me some leek plants, which is great because I haven't planted any leek seeds yet. And a big tray of these called Yellow Perfection tomatoes, She'd already pricked out as many as she wanted, so she's got loads left there. So I shall prick some of these on and give them to some other people too. So isn't it nice to have other allotment holders growing stuff and sharing it with them? Thanks very much for joining me at Nick's Allotment. I'll see you again next time.